All right, recording's going.
Okay, so what we'll do today is we'll give a high-level overview here of the content. Actually, let me reshare here. Let's see, I'm sharing my whole screen. Did not mean to do that. What we'll do is we'll give a high-level overview of these two courses, 123 and 124, and how you can complete the requirements for the courses. And then what we'll do is we'll have a lot more fun because we will bring Caitlin and Kaz on, two former students who've taken this class, and they will teach you some interesting things about making trouble, because they're both really good at that. So we'll have a good time in our second half of the meeting here. Now, this isn't required. You don't have to stay for this if you don't want to. There are going to be no required meetings for either of these courses since they're completely online. It's going to be largely at your own pace. And there's a lot of flexibility built into them, which I'll explain here in just a second. So those of you who are here for 123, that's the introductory level of this course. You will see as you log in, you'll see something sort of similar to this page here. Actually, I'll go to the student view so you can really see it. So you'll see something sort of similar to this page here that is like the landing page for the course. You'll see me on there because I was originally supposed to teach this class, but there was an administrative screw up, and so it's under Sam's banner. But I'm going to be doing you'll be asking me questions if you have you use the inbox. I'll be answering those. If you need to get help, you can reach out to me and I can get you past any points where you're stuck. And then Sam will also be available in the lab if you need to get help in person. So if you click on the modules tab over at the side, you'll see if you scroll down, you'll see this capture the flag section up at the top. And then you'll see these classes broken out into sections. And these are pretty well structured. Each of these modules will give you, they're meant to correspond roughly to weeks in the course, and they'll give you an overview of what you're supposed to get out of the class and what you're supposed to do in each one of the sections. Now, there's still a lot of flexibility built in here too. So at the beginning of the course, you'll see there's a discussion component in each week. So you need to participate in those. Basically, it's a compliance thing for running online courses. So make a post or two posts, depending on what the directions are for each week. And you'll get points. You'll get 10 points for each of those. Try to participate in those each week if you can, just so that we can say that we're fully in compliance. Now, you'll see projects here listed out in 123. You can follow those if you want to. Some students really want the structure of following those courses. That's not really the recommended path to follow. If you want to do those projects, that's fine, but you're going to be better off if you use the capture the flag option. And you'll see if you click on here, you'll have a link to follow and some credentials down at the bottom. And that'll take you to this page after you log in. So you'll see that there is an array of different projects here. You can complete those in whatever order you want to complete them in. You don't have to complete them all. You can pick and choose if there are some that look interesting to you, and just work through those as you mature through the course. Now, if you look at the syllabus for this course, you'll see it's scored like a video game. Essentially, there are no weighted points. All of the points added up here is a total, right? So you are basically in control of your own grade. Here's a points breakdown that I put in the syllabus, and it outlines what levels correspond to each letter grade. So however you want to earn the points, that's up to you. I just ask that you participate in the discussions, because we got to be able to show that in case anyone ever audits the course. Other than that, it's up to you. If you're not really good at taking tests or quizzes, that's fine. You don't have to take those. Some people are great test takers and really want to take the weekly quizzes and take the midterm, take the final. That's totally fine. You can do that. It's completely up to you. So, the good part of this is you're completely in control of your own grade. There are no surprises. The other side of that is that it's on you. If you get a grade and you're really disappointed with it at the end of the semester, that's really on you. We want to give you every opportunity to pass and to earn the grade that you want to get. Any questions so far? Not seeing any in the Twitch, but if anybody has any questions now or later, don't hesitate to reach out. You can at any time. I'll put my email address. Oh, can I leave the student view? Yes, I can. I'll put my email in there too, so that anybody can reach out to me at any time, but I also monitor the inbox here for Sam. Is there any way I can roll in 123? Good question. Yes, we are trying to get a second, get a second one, a second section of that approved. Right now, the department chair says like maybe next week we'll know more about whether we'll be able to run a short form course or not. If not, right now the section of 123 is full, but folks drop sometimes, and just reach out to me offline. I'm gonna enter my email right now. So of course it's asking me to be signed in. Okay. Just gonna see if I can log into Twitch again real quick here. Two-factor and everything else. So if you hold on, if you look at the front page here, you'll see my email address right here. Just email me there and we can get this figured out. If you haven't taken 123, it's a good idea to take that before 124. But depending on your level of aptitude, you might just be okay taking them concurrently or taking 124 first. I just recommend strongly taking 123 first if you can. Let's see here. Any other questions so far? Right, yeah, definitely. If not, can I just go through the materials and then can I count on you to get the credit when I enroll? Yes, we can make sure that happens. Now you'll be able to access really the most important materials if you're not enrolled in the Canvas class. You'll be able to access the most important materials directly from Sam's page right here, samsclass.info. You'll see if you look at the top of his page where it says Fall 2023 classes, and you scroll down kind of the bottom here, you'll see links to the CTFs. So you can get on there and you just use that, you just use this set of credentials right here. You're just going to use this set of credentials to log in. Let's pull it up here. Things are not cooperating at the moment. Okay. And these are the credentials that you'll use to log in to either, it's the same for both CTFs 123 and 124. So you should be able to use those to get in. Hopefully everybody can see those okay. Make it a little bigger here. Hopefully everybody's able to see that okay. Yep, thank you, Sam. Okay, so everybody can get in. I'm gonna go ahead and flip over to 124 here. 124 has even less structure to it. Uh, or I should say, it has even more flexibility. So if you look at the modules, these are broken up into longer sections because once you've made it to the advanced ethical hacking course, we kind of think, well, you can have a little bit more autonomy here and have a little bit more flexibility. So there's a couple quizzes here. You can take those. Again, the textbook is optional for both courses. Both are very easy to pirate. If you need help, let me know, but I think you'll be able to figure it out pretty easily, how to get a hold of those textbooks. Not that I would ever tell a student to do that as a faculty member. Of course, you should give all your money to the greedy publishing companies. But in the event that you may be a little broke or a little short this week, it should be pretty easy to find those. And I'll make sure to drop a link in the chat of a site that you should be really careful to avoid, so that you don't access pirated materials. And then, so for 124, the first module, it's essentially going to be a month long. Now, I neglected to mention this for 123, but we're giving extra time in the beginning of that course as well, just because folks are adding, dropping, trying to get situated. Hold on just a sec. I think I closed that one already. So for 123, for introduction level ethical hacking and network defense, your first assignments aren't going to be due until September 2nd. So you've got a couple weeks to get those discussion posts in, get your virtual machine set up or whatever your tools you're using, and complete the assignments. After that, after those first couple of rounds, technically we're going to be running on pretty much a weekly basis. So sometimes you'll have 2 weeks for a module, but just pay attention to that. We're pretty flexible with that stuff, but what you don't want to do is just leave all this stuff until the end of semester and then try to do it all at once, because it's going to be miserable. Are we using Canvas via CCSF, or do you have a Canvas elsewhere? Okay, so this is all going to be through CCSF's Canvas, specific Canvas. So if you're an enrolled student, it should populate in your Canvas. Now, I just let extra people into both classes last night and today, and one student let me know that it wasn't visible in their Canvas yet, even though I had approved the ad this morning. So just keep reloading it and keep looking. Sometimes it might take a day or two to show up in your Canvas if you've been added late to the course. And then all the other materials are going to be on Sam's site, samsclass.info, if you want to use those particular CTF challenges. So back to the matter at hand here. For 124, your first module assignments aren't going to be due until September 16th. So you basically have a month to get your first chunk of CTF points and to do your work. Get your discussions posted. Now, this class is structured a little differently. Since there's a little more structure in 123, in 124, you have options. Essentially, the way that this course is set up, let me go back and pull up the syllabus for this course. It's also scored like a video game. Everything's unweighted, so it just corresponds to the amount of points that you get. But this one is much more heavily points-based. So for this course, assuming that you're taking all the quizzes and you do well on those, and you're taking the midterm and the final, you'd need to score 400 points through CTF challenges or projects or whatever. Now, say you're not a test taker and you don't want to take those quizzes, you don't want to rely on the midterms or the final, that's okay. Though those are Those are pretty solid skills to build just because the way these tests and quizzes are set up is very similar to how most of the basic certification exams are. So if you are a poor test taker, it does pay to kind of work on and build those skills so that'll be easier for you once you decide that you want to get some of those certification under your belt. That's going to help you pass those exams if you work on those skills. But just know that your grade doesn't hinge on those. If you wanted to, you could get all 750 points for the course from just doing CTF challenges or projects. It's up to you. But I think it pays to work on your standardized test taking skills at the same time you're building your hacking skills. So for this course, you'll see if we look on the section 1, I put some recommended projects. And some students want some structure and they don't really know what they're doing, they're jumping in. You've got a couple options here. Now, you don't have to go with these options. If you wanted to do hack the box or phone hubs, that's fine too, as long as you can show proof and write up a pen test report, which I'll show you in a second. But here are some recommended projects. So here are some recommended places to start on Sam's CTF here on his page on the 124 CTF. Now, again, don't feel compelled to stick to these. If you already have all that stuff under your belt and it's boring for you, do something harder. Pick something else. You don't have to go with those. It's up to you which ones you'd like to work with. You can also go up here to, on Sam's page, you can go up here to workshops. He's got a whole bunch of different workshops. You can also look at the old classes section and see some that were given in the past here. And say, for example, you wanted to go check out this attack techniques CTF. Now it's pretty much the 124 CTF, so maybe that's a bad example. But say you wanted to do like this malware analysis one, you could earn CTF points to count towards your goal from doing one of these old workshops or challenges that are on these old workshops. You just have to communicate and let us know what you're doing, and then show proof of what you've done and what you've learned. Now, the point of this setup is to give you the flexibility to learn things that you haven't learned yet. So if you're in a class and you're presented with stuff you already know, you're going to be bored. So we want you to have the opportunity to challenge yourself, or if you're entering the class and you really don't know the basics, these are a really good place to start, just to build those basics and fundamentals and get you up to speed. Any other questions so far? Okay. Oh, just good advice in the chat here. Really good advice. Okay, so any questions so far about how the courses work or what you would need to do or anything like that? Any logistics questions? I'm not seeing any so far. So once you get these points, when you submit, you'll typically check your challenges on Sam's scoreboard. However, you might want to do Try Hack Me instead. This is another great place to get some training under your belt. And if you go to this website, tryhackme.com, you'll see there's a lot of cool stuff on here. And if you go to the section that says Learning Paths, you'll see that there are a bunch of different tracks on here that have different clusters of skills that you can work on. So you can pick one or two of these paths or three of them, and you could get all your points for the course that way. For example, you could do the red teaming path, and you'll see that it covers a lot of these different topics like red team fundamentals, OPSEC, enumeration, privilege escalation, and stuff like that. And you work through those. And then since this is an intermediate path, those are awarded, an intermediate pass, you can earn 300 points for completing an intermediate path, and you can earn 200 points if you complete one of the easy paths. So you can do different combos of those. It's up to you what you find appealing and what you need to learn. So um, those are the two ones that I'm starting off to recommend, but I'm also open to other avenues. If there's anything out there that you're really interested in or that you found that's really cool and you'd like to try, or research that you'd like to do. So what you're going to do is you're going to work on getting points, massing points throughout the semester, and then I'll collect those points at midterms and at finals. So each time, what you're going to do once at midterms and once at finals is submit a screenshot of the work you've done, whether that's on the scoreboard, like so, showing your handle if you don't want to use your real name. If you use like Knucklehead9 as your handle, I'm not going to know who to attribute points to in the grade book. So this is why I need you to turn it in twice a semester, showing either your handle on the screenshot or on the scoreboard, or if you've completed challenges in Try Hack Me, showing your screenshot of your badges for that, along with your login name, and so on. Any questions so far about the way this works? Where can I get tutoring or office hours on campus? That's a great question. So you can get tutoring or office hours on campus if you meet up with Sam in the hacking lab after pretty much any night after class. Though he's not on campus right now because he's got COVID. But typically, if you go on his website, if you go on samsclass.info, you'll see here that a number of courses are going on, typically Tuesday night, Thursday night, Monday and Wednesday night. After class, he goes to the lab, and you can get help there. Now, I can also help you over Zoom, one-to-one. I'll be on campus sporadically throughout the semester, but not on any kind of regular basis. So,
hey Liz, just scroll down a bit. There's a box showing where to go.
Yeah.
Just scroll down on that page a little. There, to get help. That tells you where to go.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, any other questions? And if you want to meet with me over Zoom at some time, if those times don't work for you because you got work or kids or whatever, just reach out to me and we'll find a time that works for you and meet over Zoom and get you some help that way. Any other questions that anybody's got on how either of these courses work, or how to get help, or how to get does everybody have access to a computer and an internet connection? Okay. Because you're going to need both. Like, these are not classes that you can attempt to complete on a cell phone or tablet. You really need a laptop or a desktop to do both courses. Now, if you don't have those things, and you're going to need an internet connection, if you don't have those things, there are some resources available to you to help get you those, but we can't help you unless you let us know and reach out to us. Hopefully everybody is okay. If you're not, let us know and we'll connect you with some help. Okay, well, I think that pretty much covers everything.
Okay, I'm going to stop this recording then.